Hi, everybody. This is Chef Rob, and I'm coming to you live from the Aortic Kitchen along with
Cindy Seltzer, the dietitian.
And we are happy to have you here at the Aortic Hope YouTube live channel. This is our twice monthly Aortic Kitchen. So thank you so much for being here. Tonight we're going to do a lot of demos on appetizers and light bites. So join us. This is some fun stuff that you can do. We're coming up into summer. These are healthy, nice treats that you can do for guests. They're not all too difficult, and you should enjoy them. And we can make an adaptation. So the recipes will be posted later on the Aortic Hope Facebook page and their homepage on Facebook. You look under files and you will find them there probably tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to get started here in a minute. Mindy's going to disappear for a couple of minutes while I get started. So we are going to do 3 different appetizers tonight. We're going to do a seared tuna over Asian slaw. I'm going to do some crunchy roasted chickpeas, which are real healthy, a good alternative to potato chips and such. And then we're going to finish up and do a couple of different bruschettas. Josh, I'm going to put some things on the cutting board here for a second. This is what we're going to start with, is the Asian tuna. And then we'll move into our chickpeas and bruschetta. I'm going to kind of do it all at the same time. So let's start with the tuna. So this piece of tuna is really special. This is what's called saku tuna. Now, saku tuna is it's cut in a block. It is AAA sushi grade yellowfin tuna. It's caught and handled at sea, is butchered and frozen. Everything's frozen at sea, which is really the best. You don't want it to come in, just refrigerated on ice and then be frozen later. You need it to be cut and frozen as quick as possible. So these are cut into blocks, large blocks. This is a third of a piece that I have down here, and so they come about 20 ounces a piece. They're for yellowfin. They're not bad as far as expense wise, but they're really great for doing things where you want a good consistent shape. A lot of chefs use these for sushi. If they, for making rolls and things of that nature, because you can cut nice long rectangles or squares, nice logs out of them, because they do have a great shape. You're not working with the triangle, the typical tuna. So they're really great. You can eat them as sushi, of course, so you can eat it raw if you wish. You can also cook it, which we're going to do a little bit. I'm going to sear it, and then we're going to put it over in Asian slaw. So the first thing we have to do with this is I need to marinate it. So to marinate it, we're going to build a quick marinade. And I'm going to use some extra virgin olive oil. Okay. And by the way, talking extra virgin olive oil, if you can see this bottle, well, kind of. Yep. Anyways, this is from, well, I hate to mention names, but this is from Aldi. This is their extra virgin Sicilian olive oil. It's DOP, which means that it's guaranteed that it came from the area that they say it does by the government of Italy. And it was rated as one of the top 10 olive oils imported into the United States this year. And this 500 milliliter bottle only costs $8, all right? Where typically you'll spend 15, 20, 25, 30. And this will stand up against almost any others in the top 10. So I thought I'd show it to you and do that. So I take a little bit of olive oil, about a couple teaspoons of sesame oil. Don't need a ton. This is very strong toasted sesame. Some 5-spice powder, about half a teaspoon. Can't really use too much of this in here. Some togarashi. Togarashi is a Japanese pepper blend, and it has sesame and assorted chili peppers in it. And it's used in a lot of things, but it's got a great flavor, and it's a real good addition to this. It's got black and white sesame seeds in it. But I'm going to add a little more sesame because I like that coating on the fish. So I have some other sesame seeds here. There we go. And I just give that a little bit of a swirl. I'm going to set the fish in there, all sides, get it well dredged, get it immersed and coated is the word I'm looking for here. Okay, we're just gonna leave that for a while because I need it to sit and marinate for several minutes. You can even do that a half hour. You notice the saku block, by the way, is partially frozen still. I pulled it out this morning. It comes in a vacuum packed plastic bag. When you thaw this, you want to take it out of the bag. All right. A lot of people don't do that. It's dangerous. There are recommendations from all the manufacturers to remove them from those vacuum bags. A lot of fish comes in that. If you buy things from your grocery stores, from Costco, whatever, the fish, cod and salmon and so on, they come in little individual vacuum bags. You're supposed to open those up and take the fish out, or at least open them, because there is a slight risk of botulism if you allow them to thaw in those vacuum packages, because botulism spores germinate under they're anaerobic and without oxygen. So those vacuum bags, if that fish had been contaminated, it could start generating. So say more, be safe than sorry, and take it out of the package and set it on a plate or in a container and let it thaw in the refrigerator is still the best way to do it overnight. Okay, but I left this partially frozen, so I only pulled it out a little while ago. So when I sear this, it's going to stay nice and rare in the center. I don't have to worry about it overcooking. So that's a real easy way to deal with that. All right, tuna, we're going to let it sit to the side. And so next thing I want to talk about these crunchy chickpeas. As you know, chickpeas, garbanzo beans are really healthy. We talk about them all the time. They're a great source of fiber. They've got protein. They're just a lot of minerals and vitamins that are available in them too. So they're one of the better beans that we want to eat. And we can do a lot of things with them besides just making hummus or salad. Okay. So what I like to do is make a crunchy roasted chickpea. Now, in order to make things crunchy, I've talked about this before. The definition of crisp is, what's the definition of crisp? Anybody know? Anybody know? You know?
Who's me?
Who's you, Mindy?
Not on.
Oh, well, okay. Mindy isn't with us, so she's checked out for a couple of minutes. Total absence of moisture. Okay, if you want something to be crisp or crunchy, there has to be no moisture. So if you can see here on the cutting board, I have some chickpeas that you can take them out of the can and rinse them, or I cooked my own. But then you want to drain them, and then do like in the in the movie, The Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. But rub them, roll them between two pieces of paper towel until you are pretty sure that you've gotten all the exterior moisture off of them. And see, my paper towels are pretty dry, so I'm in really good shape. You then put them onto a sheet pan, a lined sheet pan, and which I've already done. And you put those in a 300-degree oven for about 30 to 45 minutes until you are sure that they are totally dry and starting to brown. So you can see by these, you're starting to compare the color of a couple of these, okay, to a couple of these. See, they're brown. They're smaller now. I've taken a lot of the moisture out. Okay, so they've been, and I've already pre-toasted those because it takes too long for the program. What are you doing?
Don't be quiet.
So these are now going into a 425-degree oven after I season them. Now to season these, it's really very simple because you can do them any way you want to have it in the recipe. You can make them savory or you can make them sweet. Okay, you can do them with cinnamon sugar and make them sweet and crunchy. You can do them with cumin. You can do them with chili powder. I'm going to do, if you remember the Ras Al Hanout, the spice mix that I made for the shakshuka before. So I made some of that. I still have some of that around. So you don't need much. I need about a half a teaspoon, put it in a bowl. Okay. These are typically hot when they come out of the oven. Again, we take a little bit of our extra virgin olive oil. Now this is only about a teaspoon or two because we don't want them greasy or oily. Just blend that together real fast. Okay. And take our little babies here. Let's see if I can do all this without getting any on the floor. That will be a magic trick. Oh, look at that. I am on. Okay. Challenge 1 completed. So we're just going to toss these around in the oil, get them coated on all sides. So now they're all nice and shiny. So you'll see when I put them back down. Okay. Okay. I'm going to rinse that out. I'm going to rinse my hand out. Thank you. All I need. Thank you. Shake them, get them so they're all, everybody's on the pan. Okay. Now we got a 425-degree oven ready. These are going in for 15 minutes. So, just so I don't forget, there we go, 15 minutes. And those will come out hopefully nice and crunchy. If they're not, we'll leave them in for a couple of minutes more. Okay, but that's what you want to do. Just wait until you can sample one, see if it's crisp and kind of like a nut. Okay, you want it nice and crunchy. Pretty simple, right? And again, you can cook your own, which I like to do because even the no added salt ones, you know, you've got to deal with the cooking liquid and everything else. I prefer to do mine, but you can also do a no added salt canned garbanzo bean and drain them really well. And in another show later, we'll show you what to do with that liquid. You don't have to throw away that liquid. It's called aquafaba, and you can do lots of things with that liquid from the chickpeas. Okay. So.
How come you never tried it with your own? We saved our own water to do it.
Yes, we have. I made a lemon meringue pie.
Oh, that's right, you did.
With the aquafaba. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So I'm gonna get this moderately hot, this pan. I can turn the pan on a little bit, and I'm gonna get ready to sear this tuna. I need to turn it some more, a couple more times. Honestly, I prefer to have the tuna marinate a little bit more, half hour, an hour. But for the purposes of the show, it doesn't really matter. But it'll still have all that flavor on the outside. Okay, because I do need to sear this, and then once you're done searing it, you need to chill it before you cut it to make our bruschetta. Okay, so watch your pan nice and hot. So I need to wait a minute here and let it finish heating up. I can tell, I can put a little oil in there. And how do we know if my pan is hot and the oil is hot? And that's got a lot of oil on it, so we don't need a lot. I just want to see some here. Oops. And the oil will start to shimmer in the pan if it is hot. And we are just about there. Okay, I'm going to do this one more time, and I'm going to do it again because I'll probably pick that up with my hands one more time. Now, that's going to go on top of some Asian slaw. So while I'm waiting for that to heat up, I can work with the Asian slaw. Got a few things. So the Asian slaw is basically a coleslaw. In the recipe, it calls for Napa cabbage. If you're not familiar with Napa, it's a much lighter, curlier type of cabbage. It's more like a cross between romaine lettuce and cabbage. If you don't have that or can't get it, it's a lot more expensive than regular cabbage. You can use just regular green cabbage. That's what I do most of the time at home. And we're going to do that today because I happen to have a half a head of cabbage in the refrigerator. And I'm like, why spend more money on the, on a new piece of cabbage? So it's a really festive mix. I'm putting the ingredients here on the cutting board. I've got the cabbage, and we have bell pepper. You can use any color you want, but typically either red or yellow is best, or orange, because you have other red things in here, and you don't want or green. We have a lot of green in it, so stay away from the green. Plus, the flavor is just a little bit too strong. Cabbage, peppers, and in here I have diced jalapeno. I have radishes and carrots and celery and red onion are all mixed together. Now I'm making a small batch because this is appetizers. Now, if I make it for myself and we're doing this, typically I will make a large bowl. This is a very small bowl for me because we'll eat this for several days because it's just so delicious and it's good with everything. And it's good on sandwiches, next to sandwiches, or whatever, or the leftover tuna. So I have these vegetables here. I'll just go ahead and put them in the big bowl. I didn't cut these other two because I wanted to show you something real fast. The pepper. Now, if you're going to cut peppers and you need, julienne, strips, or you need to dice it, which we're going to do a very small, fine dice. Never do don't split your peppers down the middle and cut them. That's a pain. Don't just cut the tops off because that is also wasteful. What you really want to do, the easiest way, just take your knife and a little bit off center, just cut straight down on each side. Then you can see, you can cut around where the seeds are. And then you just have your core. Now you can still, cut that bottom off and use it if you wish. We don't need a lot. We only need a tablespoon or so. And then you can trim these up. Okay. Now, always remove the pith. The pith is the white part in the middle. I'm not going to throw that away. You think I'm going to? No, just cut that off. And same with this piece. Just cut around it. And then remove that little piece of pith, because the white pith is I've mentioned that before. Pith is very bitter and does not make your food taste very good.
And the texture's not so good either.
Right, it's mushy and soft and doesn't really contribute much to any dish. So we don't really want that. So once you do that, then you can just, the Aortic Chef almost cut his finger off there, see?
I tried that last week.
Yeah, you did that earlier in the week.
Pan's ready.
Yeah. Okay, my pan is ready. Yeah, that is ready. All right, so let's stop this for a second. My tongs. Okay. Over by the stove here. Now this is going to take about 2 minutes to a side. And all you want to do, you can see that. You're going to look for a little, you're going to see it starts to turn white as soon as it hits the heat. You see there's already a white line forming. Can they see that, Josh?
I believe they can.
Okay. And so we're going to let it go until that white line is about a quarter to a half an inch. And then we're going to flip it all the way around on all four sides. You don't have to worry about the ends, but the four sides need to get that little white line around them, okay? So Mindy's going to handle that. Okay. Now, so I've got my peppers going here. And we just want to cut some nice small pieces of pepper. What would you like? Oh, yes, Mindy doesn't like splatter on her new stove. Can't blame her. Okay, so our yellow peppers have gone in. We don't need to waste. We can do a couple more. Okay, those last couple of strips. All right. So, and we need about a cup of shredded cabbage. Now, you can try to shred it with a box grater. I am going to need that again. So, or just, cut it up into pieces of your cabbage, and then just, we don't want long strips, because the way this is being presented, you'll see we need it all to be chopped, okay? Little short pieces of cabbage.
Ready to flip.
Yeah, that's ready. Okay.
So there's the bottom side. Now on the top, nice and crispy. That meet your approval, sir?
Yes, fine. Yes. Beautiful. And we'll just do another piece here. But by just cutting it makes it easier to deal with it having nice short pieces. I don't have to re-chop it again. So I just pre-cut my cabbage to the size. The width is the size of the pieces that I want. Okay. There we go. This is real simple slaw. This is so delicious though. Okay.
They're popping.
Okay. Whoop.
They're done.
Are they?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're popping.
Okay. Then we can take them out. If they sound crispy. I was going to have the spot over here for them. Hold on 2 seconds.
The right side?
You do the sides,
Which size do you want?
the
Cut size.
long sides, not the cut sides.
You go. You want to move them.
Okay. And you can put these over there if you wish.
I will in a moment.
Okay. We'll probably turn the pan off. Okay, the
Mhm.
dressing. Dressing is real simple. The dressing is made with rice wine vinegar, fish sauce. Now, fish sauce, real quick. Fish sauce is really salty, okay? But it's a special, it's got that Asian flavor. It's Thai, typically made in Thai. I use this. Now it says squid. There's no squid in it. It's made from fermented anchovies, okay? And it's very intense. Now, the recipes I typically use will call for like a quarter to half a teaspoon. I only use an eighth of a teaspoon, just a few drops in here to get that little bit of flavor, all right? And so I have the rice wine vinegar. Well, here, let me read it to you. My memory isn't what it used to be. Rice wine vinegar, some sugar, some lime juice, the fish sauce, some pepper, and some olive oil, and then about a teaspoon of grated fresh ginger. So I just want to do that real fast in front of
Dad,
you.
can I take the fish out? Sorry to
Yes.
interrupt.
Take the fish and put it on this plate and put it in the fridge. Okay, so fresh ginger root, wonderful stuff, potent. Ginger powder will not really work for this particular product, okay? So, but what's nice, you can take your ginger root, this has been washed, and just use a grater. Use this is my microplane, right? Not a jumbo jet, it's a microplane. Or just a regular little hand grater, something with small holes in it will work. And we just want about a teaspoon. You don't even have to peel it, because if you grate it, as I am doing on the cutting board, you will see that the skin pushes back and it does not end up in the food. And even if it did, it's not going to hurt you. See how nice that is? So I want about a teaspoon, and that looks about right. Put that in there. Okay. Give it a quick swish and a swirl. In fact, I'll just use the spoon. I don't need the whisk. Okay. Mix it all together. because we want this to sit for a while too. Once this, when we put it on the salad, we want the salad to marinate. We want this to really soak into the cabbage and everything. So on we go. Didn't make a lot because we don't want this wet. Mix it all together. See how pretty that is? It looks like confetti. All sorts of nice colors. Now that green is jalapeno, but I betcha this salad is not going to be very spicy. Because what did I do? Well, when you cut the jalapeno, you can do the same way I did the pepper. Cut it around the stem, okay? Slice down, you get 4 slices, all right, down each side. Then take your knife, remove that pith, because that's where all the heat is in the white. It's not in the seeds, it's in the white pith. Then wash them under cold running water. And make sure you, because it's a little bit of fiber and that gets on there, and that'll have the heat in it. So rinse all that off. All you have now is nice jalapeno flavor without the heat. So all done. Let it sit for a while, and we are ready to move on to the next chapter of our thing. All right, Mindy, I'm going to use that saute pan again. Okay.
Not for a while,
Why?
because it's still cooling off.
Okay, that's okay. Excuse me. Take it. Take it. Okay, the timer, would you turn it off, please? I'm just gonna wipe this out. This is a, coated pan, so I don't have to worry about anything sticking. Really nice.
Even washes out the fish sauce smell.
No, it's not gonna be, it'll be all right.
I said there won't be any.
Oh,
Remember, I used to demonstrate Tefal when it
Yeah.
first came out in college. It was my summer job.
yeah, these, it's really funny, these Tefal pans, they were around for years and years and years. And, I'm like, I really don't want another one, but they last a long time. And they work great. So it's the one pan that I have that isn't, that isn't stainless steel or cast iron, is I have one still coated pan. Okay. All
Would you
right.
like me to toast these?
So not quite yet. Okay.
You should not have touched that.
No, it wasn't hot.
Oh, so I took one out. So if they get to this point, they're overcooked. I wanted you to show them on a small camera.
Okay. When they start popping,
Uh-huh.
it's like popcorn. Okay. So I need to do a little cleanup here real fast. Okay. For that. That. Excuse me.
No problem.
Well, something hot?
No, I'm trying to remember what I did with the sponge. She's probably
Oh,
out.
okay. All right. So next thing we're going to do, I'm making 2 different types of bruschetta. You saw the tuna, which I was getting ready of. And that's all sitting and chilling and marinating and being ready. The next one we're going to do is the tuna's 2 different bruschettas. I'm sorry. I get ahead of myself sometimes.
You do.
I'm doing a sauteed mushroom. Okay, a mushroom and balsamic bruschetta, a little bit different. Typically, you think of bruschetta as the one with, chopped tomatoes and lots of garlic and olive oil and fresh basil, and it's on, grilled Italian bread. That is, that's a typical bruschetta. But you can do other things with it. So we're doing 2 today. I'm doing a mushroom bruschetta, and I'm doing one with ricotta and fig, which is really absolutely delicious. So this we can turn off. We're going to all right. Now I can start this again. Oh, first I do have to start sauteing mushrooms.
Aren't you using olive oil, extra virgin olive oil?
Not to saute with.
Why not?
Because it's a waste.
That's true. It has a very low heating point as well.
We need to do with these mushrooms.
Wash them
Just
again.
to slow things down. Need to give them a quick rinse. I noticed some dirt on those.
And these were
Yeah.
pre-sliced.
Yes, these are pre-sliced.
We decided not to slice them. We bought them already done.
And they're a little thick for what we're doing tonight, but that's okay. Sometimes you just don't want to slice, you know, you don't want to do it. You want something easy, so you make it work this way. Now these are getting wet, so it's going to slow down the cooking time for the mushrooms.
Pull the pan off the heat. So you can put
Nope,
them-
they're going right in.
I know. I just pulled it off so it doesn't flash on you, sir.
Oh, okay. Not going to be. Okay,
Need
get the
more?
mushrooms in. Oh, a couple more. I'm not gonna do them all. It's really
May
not
as
a
well.
big deal. I washed them, I pulled them, I did it, got them ready. There we go. So I'm gonna want to saute these until they get nice and brown. So we need a little more heat again, and Mindy's gonna just leave them alone and let them sit in the
No.
pan. Okay,
Play with my food.
okay.
Tell me, why can't I play with my food?
Well, you move things around, they don't brown. Okay, so you want your food to brown, you just gotta leave it alone and not move it. You know, just let it cook. Let it do its thing. While that's starting to cook, I've got some garlic to slice to go with that. I like to show you those little tricks on the cutting board too. You know, I have to do some knife skills, just part of my training or my being a trainer. We always do knife skills. You see how I quickly, easily got the skin off of these garlic cloves. Okay, just a quick little, not real hard because I'm going to slice these. I don't want to chop them. If I was going to chop them up or mince them, I would go ahead and smash them and, you know, make them just bust them up. So that'd be easier to do. But these I'm going to slice, and I want to slice them real thin. So I'm just going to take my knife and try to cut nice, thin, paper thin pieces of garlic. Now, what do you need to be able to do this? And I see how nice and thin these are. What do you have to have in order to do this? What do we always have in this
Sharp
house?
knife.
Yes, sharp
Let me
knife.
show you sharp knife.
Yeah,
Can you see the tip of my finger?
I could show them again.
This knife dropped, touched my finger and sliced it through.
Who dropped it?
I had it in my
Yes,
brace and
yes.
I dropped
Mindy
it.
dropped it on herself.
How I dropped it on my pinky, I don't know.
But anyway, so the knife just fell a couple of inches really from her, between her thumb and index finger, and just hit her other finger, and I just sharpened it. So it went right through. So you see how nice and thin this is? Okay, that's what we want. So I'm not going to add that right away because it's going to burn.
Can I put the bread in yet?
A little ahead of yourself, but yes, you can go ahead and toast the bread. We need to toast the bread on both sides. Now, bruschetta, typically Italian bread, a baguette, but you know what? Being the aortic chef, I take liberty and I change things up because, you know, I have my sourdough, right? So last week, I made some really nice, I've got it here on the cutting board again. Okay. I made some rye bread with, you know, 90% rye flour. This stuff is, you know, good enough for any deli in the country.
No.
And it's
Europe.
really, really nice. So I was like, you know what? We can make our bruschetta even healthier rather than doing it on a white bread, which is what a baguette basically is. Let's do it on a nice whole grain sourdough enriched bread. That's, you know, not only really tasty, it's actually add another level of flavor since we're not using salt in our food. So this will be really nice. So we're going to make it on my rye bread. Go ahead. We got toasted on both sides. So then he's going to watch it. Then she's going to flip them. See, these are starting to brown nice.
Rob does the flipping. I just get a spoon and toss them over.
I like to make a mess. That's my job.
That's why you get to clean it up.
I always clean up my
I
own
don't.
mess.
I cook, he cleans.
Yeah,
He cooks, he cleans. So he'd rather he cook and
I
he
was all that. That's part of the chef thing, you know.
clean.
I was never one of those chefs that sit in the kitchen and makes a mess and then expects his staff to clean up behind him. I always
Because of my childhood trauma.
cleaned up after myself. Okay, it was. I mean, I really. The employees would want to. Chef, you don't need to do that. I got it. Yeah, I know. It's okay. I'm doing it. I don't mind. In fact, I like washing dishes. It was always where I went. If I got really stressed out in the kitchen, I could go there and relax. So let's give these another second. All right. And while those are browning still, the other one that I spoke about. So this, by the way, is going to be finished with the garlic and some balsamic vinegar. And I thought about some dill weed, but you know what? The balsamic's going to just overpower the dill weed, so really not going to do it. We can put some black pepper on there, though, which I have here. And I have some dill. We can still play with it, but we'll hit these with some pepper while they're cooking. We're going to season multiple levels.
Stay there for a minute.
Is it toasty?
I'm going to flip them first.
Nope, needs more.
I know it does.
I'm going to turn it up to high. Then you're going to drop the oil.
I caught it.
Well,
Why is it there?
because I'm going to use it. That's for you to brush on your bread.
Oh.
So it's right next to where the bread comes out.
Oh, now you
No,
tell.
not yet. No, after it's all toasted. Please.
So fun.
And I'm going to, since we're so far away from the broiler. Oh, look at that. See the color we're getting on these mushrooms now?
Beautiful, beautiful.
This is what I'm looking for. Most the rest of them are brown.
You notice they're more golden than brown. I've never quite figured that out.
Well, that's what we call in the kitchen GBD, golden brown delicious.
Pardon moi.
Everybody says, you know, if the chef says make a GBD, and everybody knows what you're talking about. Okay, those are going. So we're doing the mushroom with the garlic and balsamic. We're also going to do the fig and ricotta cheese. So I have some ricotta cheese here. This is part skim ricotta. And we're going to flavor it with some black pepper. Okay. Don't be afraid because, you know, again, we have to build flavor. And I'm going to use fresh thyme. You never use fresh thyme. Now, you notice I use dried dill in the mushrooms. And I'm using fresh thyme in the ricotta cheese. Why is that? Because this one is not being cooked, so I want the fresh flavor of the thyme, where the dill in the mushrooms is going to hydrate in the juices of the mushrooms, so that's fine. I mean, you can use fresh dill. I could, you know, but I would then add it at the last minute after everything is cooked. You don't want to add it. Fresh herbs break down. Like we talked about that with tomato sauce. You add basil, fresh basil in the beginning, you know, you're not going to have any flavor from later on. You need to add it right at the finish. So same thing. But now this cheese is not really going to be cooked anymore. So I'm putting my thyme leaves into it. And all you have to do, if you can see what I'm doing, if you take a strand of fresh thyme,
Paper's burning.
just pull it through your fingers. That's okay. I don't care if the paper burns. And you can chop it up some more if you wish, or not, because this really, thyme leaves are so small. Okay, this is it. Stir it all up. Now this is parched skims, a little thin, so actually I'm going to enrich it with another little drop of, being very Italian, a couple drops of extra virgin olive oil. Again, building flavor at every level that we're going to, of the dish, okay? Everything that goes in our mouth, we have multiple levels of flavor. All right, so good. Those mushrooms
Are well cooked.
nice and brown. Okay, so careful, excuse me, because I'm coming across with a knife, which you should never do, but I'm going to. I don't want to put my garlic into the end because I don't want it to burn up. I just want it to
You don't want to put it
get
in
brown
the beginning.
in the beginning because it's going to burn. Okay. Just toss that around. There. Some more oil. And this is going to the side. Okay, may I?
Excuse
Thank you.
me. No, you may not. Step back.
Okay, this is turning off. Okay, that looks like it's toasting. Okay, gonna deglaze a little bit of balsamic vinegar,
Still soft on this side. That's okay?
a couple teaspoons of vinegar. You know, balsamic is very sweet, so it'll just add a nice sweetness to these mushrooms and the garlic. Oh, look at that. See that color? Wow, that's in the glaze. Reducing the balsamic in the hot pan so it forms a glaze. So I'm cooking off the water and just leaving the good stuff. Okay, go ahead. All right, and we're almost there, guys. Look at that, beautiful. Bring this over here.
Hey, oops, how does this keep going back up? I know why, because it's already there.
Okay, my mushrooms. Put those aside,
Did
let
you
them
just burn
cool for a little
yourself?
bit. We're gonna put on the other one, so I mentioned some prosciutto. Again, now, just like our fish sauce, you know, prosciutto has a lot of salt. There's about 580 milligrams in an ounce of prosciutto. Now, the ounce is a lot of prosciutto.
Honey,
So,
side up or down?
crunchy side, doesn't matter because you can brush it with olive oil.
Crunchy side up.
Okay. So, we're gonna use just a small amount of prosciutto, just like I did a small amount of fish sauce. I mean, it's a nice dish with the fig, with the prosciutto on top of the ricotta cheese and the
Think
fig
of it as a
jam.
garnish.
Okay, but I'm not putting as much as the typical restaurant. I have a picture on the recipe, and it's got a lot more than you saw. So I'm taking like 2 slices prosciutto here, and I am going to just cut it into. This could give us enough for, like, you know, it could, like, I don't know, 4 or 6 portions here. And if you don't want to have that, I've got some just fresh sliced, you know, unsalted turkey that we can use. So you could use that as well, or maybe some smoked turkey. Again, we just want to watch our sodium levels. So we just want to be careful. But, you know, again, if you know you're having this and you're serving this, first of all, you don't have to eat all 6 of these, right?
Absolutely
And,
not.
you know, one piece, it's like people say, you know, oh, I can't eat cookies. They're so bad for you. They're terrible, you know, but as a
It's
dietitian,
not the cookie that's bad for you. It's how many you eat without
Right.
stopping.
there's no such thing as a bad cookie.
Oh, yes, there is.
There are such things as 6 bad cookies.
Or 10 bag cookies.
10 bad
or 12
cookies.
bag cookies.
Okay, but 1 cookie or 2 cookies, typically, depending on the size.
Well,
Okay, but so my point being, it's about portion control and, you know, making a plan. So if you know that you're going to eat this stuff, you know, so watch what else you're eating for the throughout the rest of the day. Okay, you don't have to have all of that. You know, cut back on the whatever foods that have higher
who's
salt.
Famous Amos, or who was the first frozen cookie
Oh,
that
I
was
don't,
made? They
was-
they
no,
were like 540
I do
calories.
not
a cookie.
remember.
Like they're almost worse as they're almost the same as a bagel.
Okay, I got one more thing to do here, and we're ready to plate, and we'll be almost done. So I'm gonna take some salad greens for garnish. I've always got to have some salad, you know. And I love my pre-mixed spring mix. Don't have to wash it. Don't have to do anything with it. There we go.
So I put them
Just
on a
going-
plate so they could cool off.
Okay, that's fine.
I will set them in front of the.
Okay, that's
For
really
you?
not a good spot, but
I know I will move them in a minute.
all right. So a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, really light. I just want this to be glossy. A little bit of that balsamic vinegar I had over there.
79 over.
Yeah,
Want it to cool a little bit.
No, it's fine. I just wanted it.
Chilled
You,
down.
you got it.
I got
Right. You're good. And what am I missing here?
I gave you a spoon for the jam.
No, it's okay. I need to toss the salad.
Is
Okay,
this for
with
the
my back to the camera.
chickpeas, honey?
Okay, so that's ready.
Okay, I can use this.
Okay, there we go. So, you put all this here for us. Thank you. So I'm going to take it all off. Just stack it up. Okay, and put these to the side. Okay.
Why don't you tell them how many bags of chickpeas we made for the
Oh, those roasted chickpeas I did
A
for
and
the
B?
Florida Dietetics Association, basically,
That's
which
what it
is
was
the
called.
Florida Dietetics.
Association of Dietitians and Nutritionists.
Yes, we did this several years ago, but there were how many? 500 of them?
More than that.
I don't know. So I did a lot. I made a lot of roasted chickpeas so that every single attendee could have
Portion.
a portion. Okay. So let's start putting these together. We've got 2 different ones to do here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, I got 5 of each. Such an uneven number.
Well,
That's okay.
that's how many our family was.
Right. So let's do the fig first. Lovely fig jam. Really, really nice. That's why I use the thyme, because the thyme and the fig are a really good go together. So a little bit of fig jam on each piece of the toast. You can do it as light or heavy as you enjoy. Me, I eat this stuff by the spoonful. And then there's other people that just, put a real light smear on it. This is nice. It's got pieces of fig fruit in it and everything. But you don't want it so sloppy that it's going to squirt all over the place.
Could you
when
use
you're-
diced figs if you didn't have the jam?
You could puree them up, or you need to. You could, I guess, to answer your question. This just gives another layer of moisture. Spread this around.
One thing about the sourdough rye bread, it is extremely dense.
Would you take?
Whatever you need.
There's a piece of Parmigiano Reggiano in the fridge.
No, I won't take it out. I will eat it.
Okay.
Big one?
Yes, the big one.
You
Go
can't
behind
have
you,
it.
grab a vegetable peeler in the drawer. I forgot to take that out. And just set it up for me here. But I want the wrapper on the piece still.
Oh, I was going to use the little
Okay.
piece that's in here.
No, I want to show them something. So, okay. So here's our ricotta.
Fish. Next.
I know what I got to do here, honey. So I'm good.
Okay.
Would you like to art? Well, we'll be in the way. So just. Okay. So there we got the ricotta. Now all you want to do is, that's done, is kind of nicely lay the, I don't need my knife anymore, the prosciutto on top of each piece of the bruschetta. Okay. And like I said, if you want a little bit healthier, not healthier, I just lower sodium, I will say.
Reduced. So
We're going to do a little turkey, which will also be quite delicious. That could probably use some more color of something, though, to make it look a little better.
I've got it.
But put a little
I'm
piece of
thinking-
thyme on top of it. One of the thyme sprigs would be fine. I have some right here.
You could. Or a little red leaf.
Yeah, well, that's going to be on the plate with it anyways.
Mhm.
So just a little bit of the sprinklings of thyme. There we go. Okay, so there's 1/2 of our bruschetta. And I'll give these to Mindy. She's going to place them around the salad. And we got to put all 10 of them on the plate.
I know.
So, okay. This one now, we're going to spoon from the salad. Yep. And this one's pretty simple. Now you can put some of the ricotta underneath here. That would be really good too.
If
Just
you'd
the
like.
mushrooms themselves.
Couple with ricotta.
Are really nice. We could. Now, cheese is always good, guys. Always delicious.
Moderate amounts of cheese are always good.
Yeah, just a little smear. Go. Okay. That'll kind of hold the mushrooms in place too. Which is nice. Oh, these things look so good. My daughter would be going crazy. Mushrooms are her #1 favorite food of foods.
But we're putting it on a
This-
pan with prosciutto,
With
so
pork.
he won't be able to
All
eat
right,
it.
so we can do these. Oop, look at that. I got a little bit of room here. I can put the last mushrooms on there. No waste in this house. 0 waste is my motto, right?
Usually.
So we try not to try to use everything. Okay.
Did your mom used to make kitchen sink soup?
Basically, yes. Clean out the refrigerator. That's kind of this slaw. You know, I put whatever's in the fridge. If I have green onions, they go in there. If I have, you know, whatever, I put tomatoes in it. I put cucumbers in it. I put all sorts of vegetables, whatever I need to. Now, one more thing for this, and it'll be done. I'm gonna, or Mindy can shave some Parmigiano Reggiano. Now, I just want to talk about that for a minute.
Can I have a little piece?
Parmigiano Reggiano. All right. How do we know it's the real thing? This is not Parmesan. Parmesan, Parmesan, is the word that can be used for imitation Parmigiano Reggiano. Parmigiano Reggiano only comes from one place, and that's from the Parma region in Italy. And it's made from milk from special cows and then aged in caves in the Parmigiano region. Now, how can you tell? Well, one thing, you have this seal here at the top, this orange seal, which is the certification from the European Union that it is the real thing, okay? Also, look on the side. I don't know if you can see this. I could take it out of the package. Very important. You'll see that it has an imprint in it. And that imprint, if you saw the whole big wheels, 80-pound wheels, all right? It would say Parmigiano Reggiano, would have the date that it was actually pulled and all that, so you know everything about it. This one is aged a minimum of 24 months, which is really important too. They can start pulling Parm in about 18, 12 to 18, and the older it gets, the better it is, really. It gets drier, it gets richer, the flavor is better. So look for that. This is, so look for the age, look for the seal, and so on, okay? Now, Minnie's just gonna take this and shave it over everything on that, on the top of the salad, and on top of the, especially the the mushrooms mainly, on that, okay? All right. Now, last but not least, here is the lovely tuna that Mindy cooked. Let's see how she did, guys. Okay. So,
I hope I did okay. Not me. It's
you really want to cool it so it is easy to cut. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Do I get an
She's
A?
tired. Look at that. Look at
Do I
the
get an
color.
A? Do I get an A?
Look at that.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna go down the side on this one because these dishes I have are not real big. We're making 6 of these.
Are we putting the tuna under?
Hmm?
Are we putting the tuna in the spoons?
Yes.
And then the coleslaw on top?
Underneath.
That's what I was asking. We'll do that right
Try to cut these thin if you can. Okay. So we have 6. Look at that. Slices of tuna. Is that gorgeous? Some of you are probably going, oh my God, that's raw. Well, obviously you're not sushi eaters. That's okay. Cook it as you like it. If you wish to eat it more on the done side, that's okay too. But it's really a big part of this presentation is the color and everything. So, all right. I was just going to do it over there so it doesn't fall
now.
apart.
That's okay. I'll fix it. What else do you need?
That's it. Okay.
This way I can clean it up.
Yep. 2 seconds, guys. We're almost done. So, Josh, while we get this final one together, who's with us today?
Let's go ahead and say hi to Melissa and John and Chef Tom.
Hey, hey, hey.
And earlier in the program, Melissa said, do you have any alternative to olive oil that is just as healthy?
Yes, absolutely.
Safflower oil.
Sunflower oil, safflower oil, canola oil. I think I have a paper in the Aortic Hope file page on oils. Or it's in the blog. It's also in the blog for the aortichope.org, which you can download and read all about oils and what oils are healthy, are listed and ranked by health. I mean, because honestly, extra virgin olive oil is not the #1 healthiest of the oils.
Excuse me, sir. Step left.
The avocado that's turn it that way. I'll wipe that.
How about this? Wait.
Why I want to do that
No,
here.
it's going to turn it around the other way.
Okay. All right. Hold on. So there you go. That's fine.
Bring that in frame for me.
I sure will in 1 second.
And also, Chef Tom here says, hello all, I'm in the ER, so I'll have to watch later. All good. He says all good, so I'm wondering if this is one of his like 11 children or 200 grandchildren that might have hurt themselves.
That could be.
And Mr. John Brenny has proclaimed your fish perfect.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Is that in frame well enough for you, Josh?
I like it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
#1.
So what we have, these, these really cute curly Q spoons. They're tablespoons that have been bent around. So they're a single bite for a party. We just pick it up and pop it in your mouth. So we have these. We have our bruschetta toast with mushrooms. I'm going to take a little bit out of frame there, Josh.
It's good. It's good.
Well, actually, here I'm going to pull back a little bit.
There you go.
We can get it all in there.
Is the oven still hot?
Yeah.
Top?
We could hold on. The
No,
pans are
it is
hot.
not. Over here, right here.
I know. Hold on.
Okay.
You want to bring that up over there?
I sure will.
We can.
Touch it. Is it? Yep, we're good.
Oh, it looks amazing.
I eat like this every night.
Yeah, she does almost. Believe me. There we go. So,
So since it's not a party, or at least it's not an appetizer party, that's our dinner tonight.
right. So
Are we,
We
missing
have
wait,
our-
wait. Are we missing any colors of the rainbow yet? I don't think so.
blue.
Oh, it's right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we got our reds, our greens, our whites, our browns, our
Okay.
yellows, our oranges, pretty much everything here. Oh, so just to review, folks, we have the mushroom bruschetta. So this mushrooms with garlic and balsamic vinegar and a little bit of dill weed. The bruschetta with ricotta cheese, thyme flavored or thyme scented ricotta cheese with prosciutto and Parmigiano Reggiano with a little bit of mixed green in the middle, both for garnish and just something else to eat while you're, there. We have here our crunchy roasted garbanzo beans. All right, so you can just pop those. Those goes nice at the bar. Excuse me. And our seared tuna on Asian slaw.
Which
Perfect for any party.
we can take a spoonful.
Oh, Mindy,
Before we
Mindy
go
wants
up
to eat
there.
one. She wants to eat one.
I got to see his recipe work.
I'm going to try the mushroom. So this is what I'm looking forward to. Can you hear the bread crunching?
Just on that first bite.
Okay. Yeah, because this stuff is just beautiful bread. I'll be baking more. If I do it right, guys, I might be able to ship you some in a box.
Or we'll come visit you.
Bag it and, send it out.
I'm going to try.
Okay.
I'll finish it.
Mm-hmm.
That way
All
I
right.
can't talk.
Any other questions or comments or any? No more questions?
No, it looks like we're quiet in the chat.
Oh boy. Okay.
Tough choice, which is better.
Must have covered it all. All right. Well then, our time has come to an end. So another episode of the Aortic Kitchen. A couple things. Please be sure to press that like button at the bottom of your screen. Do the little bell so you get reminded the next time we're there, and follow us so you get that reminder as well. And if there's a donate button, do we have a donate button, Josh?
It's right on the YouTube channel. It's inside of the
There you
description
go.
as well.
All right.
Yeah,
So make sure you make a little donation. We don't do all this for free. Nobody gets paid.
We do all this.
It's all out of pocket. So I'm not looking for it, but we still have costs and expenses. I'm sure YouTube doesn't do this for free. So anything that you can help with would be greatly appreciated. So this is Chef Rob, the Aortic Chef in the Aortic Kitchen. And back there in the scullery is Mindy Seltzer, the Aortic Dietitian.
Chomping on a crusty piece of bread.
Right. Saying good night.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us.
See you next month.